Coming up on RMU Live, we have the latest on the search for the next president of Robert Morris University. And many are coming together against terrorism after the recent attacks in France and Australia. And flu season is underway across the United States. Next.
Welcome back to RMU Live for Monday, January 12th, 2015. I'm Hannah Smith.
And I'm Victoria Lomax.
Commuters saw some slick roads this morning on their way to their first classes of the semester. Jordan, what can we expect from the weather the rest of the day?
Well, it's going to be a little more snow, and then we're going to be seeing sunny skies. Throw to the map right now, and I'll show you where we saw the worst conditions. This map equally shows you what I was predicting throughout the weekend. For Pittsburgh, we saw about an inch of snow, and that was not too bad because I was forecasting 1 to 2 inches. Now, I-80 North, they saw mainly 3 to 4 inches of snow, so if you're up in Edinburgh, good job, guys, you got some snow. Now, down south, we saw mainly icy conditions. Now, thanks to the map from the National Weather Service, I do appreciate it. And, of course, you can always follow the latest conditions on Twitter, Jordan Morley TV. And my full forecast coming up includes sunny skies, a little more snow, and also the chance that warmer conditions. So if you're freezing cold, I have better conditions for you. Now back to the news desk.
With classes beginning today, RMU Live's own John Fisher has some tips to get students off to a good start this semester.
It seemed like it was just yesterday whenever Robert Morris students had this date circled on their calendars. Yes, that was the first day of holiday break for everybody at Robert Morris. And now it's this date that everybody has circled on their calendars. Yes, it is Monday, January 12th, and it is the first day back for the spring semester at Robert Morris University. So while the snow and freezing rain came into Moon Township just behind us, we went out to the RMU campus to talk to students about how they get back into the swing of things for the second semester.
I like to write things down, so I actually have my schedule typed out like in an Excel format.
Generally, what I just try to do is just take it one day at a time, get to class early the first day, and then from there I sort of get back in the swing of things. The only thing that's really new any given semester is sort of like where I'm going to class each day and sort of my schedule.
I think it's easier to come back for the second semester because I know I'm going to be done in May. I'd rather have just a month off versus having like 3.
Easily August because it's warm, sunny. You can walk around and not 10 pounds of clothes.
To fully get back into the swing of things of college living, here are 3 things that you can do to make sure that your life is a whole lot easier on January 12th. 1, look at your syllabus and write down major due dates in advance. That way, you're going to be able to get those big projects done and out of the way before you graduate in May. Number 2, get a planner. The easiest thing you can possibly do is know what assignments are coming and where you need to be at all times. And number 3, post your schedule all over your room, your dorm, or your apartment, because nothing is more embarrassing on the first day of school than being late. So regardless of whether you want to be here or not, well, we're here, and make this last semester count because before you know it, that January 12th circle on your calendar will turn into May 3rd, the day after graduation. Reporting here from the RMU Library, I am John Fisher, RMU Century Media.
If you want to refer to these tips later on during syllabus week, you can watch this clip again on www.rmucenturymedia.com.
President DeLomo announced on December 4th that he will be leaving Robert Morris to become the president of Rider University in New Jersey beginning the 2015-2016 academic year.
We caught up with President DeLomo about this impact during his tenure at RMU.
And staircases to this campus. Because a lot of presidents, when they leave university or retire, get a building named after him. But I'll be happy with sidewalks and staircases because I think we've done our job, and that's what I love for students to feel. I like them if I leave here, when I leave here, I guess, to say that he made the university feel like it has a soul, and it really has helped us grow as people, and I'll be very happy.
The university has recently named members to the Presidential Search Committee and the Presidential Search University Advisory Committee.
The inaugural meeting of the 2 groups will take place on January 29th. Robert Morris University is continuing the Pittsburgh Speaker Series by welcoming Arianna Huffington, President and Editor-in-Chief of the Huffington Post Media Group. After launching the Huffington Post about a decade ago, Forbes has since placed her on the most powerful women list the past 2 years, and she has been included on Times Magazine's 100 Most Influential People. Huffington will be speaking in Heinz Hall Wednesday, January 14th at 8 p.m. And for everything you need to know involving RMU's news, sports, and arts and entertainment, be sure to check out rmucentralmedia.com. Coming up after the break, an update on the AirAsia flight that went down in the Java Sea last month.
And the recap on last night's Golden Globes. Stay tuned.
Wrestling, of course. I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUcentralmedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Romo, have you downloaded the app?
Roma, have you seen this app?
Hey, have you seen the app yet? No? All right, put it down. I'll show you what you can do. All you have to do is install it, and it'll open up for you. My favorite part of it is the police blotter. Check this out. When you click into it, you're going to go right to the top left, and as soon as you click on it, everything will be there that you need, so you can stay safe.
Download the RMU Century Media app on the App Store. Romo likes it, and so will you.
Underwater searchers have made a breakthrough in the search for AirAsia's black boxes. According to Indonesian officials, divers have retrieved one of the black boxes from the AirAsia flight that crashed into the Java Sea more than 2 weeks ago. Efforts to find the cockpit voice reporter continues, which officials say could be the key to finding out why the flight went down on December 28th after only being in the air for less than an hour. Water conditions have hindered the search for the rest of the plane and the black box, but resumed early Monday.
After the United States and Cuba came to their historic agreement last month, Cuba released 53 political prisoners early Monday. According to the Obama administration, this move begins restoration towards diplomatic relations between the two countries after more than 50 years of being divided. As part of the deal, both countries agreed to release prisoners. Cuba was to release U.S. aid workers and U.S. spy, while the U.S. agreed to releasing several Cuban intelligence agents.
Millions rallied yesterday in unity on Sunday just after Islamic extremists killed 17 people and vowed to continue the rise up. CNN's Andrew Spencer reports.
With an ISIS flag in the background, this video appears to show terror suspect Mehdi Koulibaly pledging his allegiance to ISIS and calling himself a soldier of the caliphate. U.S. intelligence officials said Sunday they were trying to determine the authenticity of this video. Police say Koulibaly killed 4 hostages at a kosher market in Paris on Friday. He died in the raid to free the other hostages. A friend of Vanessa Codron was one of the survivors.
When he get in the shop, he killed 4 people, and we didn't know who was killed. We have to wait a long time to be sure that she was safe.
According to France's RTL radio, police found Koulibaly's hideaway, an apartment rented for a week outside of Paris, which reportedly contained automatic weapons, detonators, and ISIS flags. Authorities wonder if Ayet Boumediene, the fourth suspect in the terror attacks on Paris, and Koulibaly's girlfriend may have stayed at that apartment. She's believed to have fled the country and entered Turkey, possibly on the way to Syria. Over the weekend and across the West, anti-terrorism marches showed support for the people of France. As many as 3.7 million of whom attended unity rallies throughout France on Sunday, including Christians, Jews, and Muslims.
Jews and Muslims shouldn't be enemies, and they refuse to be enemies.
Islam is peace, Islam is fraternity, but not terrorism and war.
To fight against terror is very easy. We have just to be together.
I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
World leaders attended the rally to show support for France after the attacks, including British Prime Minister David Cameron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel.
More than 3 months following his swearing-in, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani unveiled his unity cabinet. Ghani and government chief executive Abdullah presided over a ceremony in Kabul, announcing the names of the 25 ministers. The announcement comes after torturous negotiations between the two former rivals following disputed elections last year. The cabinet is currently waiting for parliamentary approval.
With flu season already hitting hard and heading into its peak season, we're already beginning to see deaths across the United States. Terry Sater has more.
Katie McQuestion's mom didn't want to talk on camera, but says her daughter was a picture of health. Beautiful, smart, just married in September. Katie's funeral was Tuesday. Another victim of flu. Katie graduated from UW-Milwaukee as a radiology technician in 2012 and worked at St. Catherine's Medical Center in Pleasant Prairie. Her mom tells me as part of her job, she had to get a flu shot. Tragically, it didn't keep her from getting sick. But Kenosha County's health officer tells me the vast majority of people who get a flu shot are helped by it.
For the majority of the people, they should get vaccinated because this is a very unusual case and it typically does not happen.
Cindy Johnson says on the death certificate, Katie's doctor attributed her symptoms to influenza. Katie's mom says her daughter developed sepsis from flu, essentially blood poisoning, suffered a heart attack, and then massive organ failure.
Sometimes that does happen with those cascading results of someone's metabolism, their particular makeup, that they can fail very quickly, and it's very difficult at times to turn that around in the intensive care unit.
Katie's mother says her family is devastated and hopes in some way talking about what happened to Katie will help someone else.
A full list of tips to help with flu prevention can be found at the Center for Disease Control website at www.cdc.gov.
From the fashion to the acceptance speeches, the 71st Golden Globe Award showcased the best of Hollywood and television. Stephanie Elam reports.
I have the nails.
Yeah, get after it. You got the globes, too.
The Oscars may be Hollywood's biggest night, but the irreverent Golden Globes are the town's biggest party. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, hosting for the third and final time, skewered everyone from Bill Cosby
I got the pills in the bathroom, but I put them in the people.
to George Clooney, who was there with his very accomplished wife, Amal Alamuddin.
Amal is a human rights lawyer who worked on the Enron case, was an advisor to Kofi Annan regarding Syria, and was selected for a 3-person UN commission investigating rules of war violations in the Gaza Strip. So tonight, her husband is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award.
The newly married Lifetime Achievement honoree accepted the prestigious award, acknowledging his bride.
Amal, whatever alchemy it is that brought us together, I couldn't be more proud to be your husband.
Real-world events also taking main stage.
Je suis Charlie. Je suis Charlie.
The Golden Globes saluted free speech, led by the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association.
Together, we will stand united against anyone who would repress free speech, anywhere from North Korea to Paris.
There were, of course, awards. The coming-of-age film Boyhood won 3 trophies: Best Director, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Drama. In the comedy musical categories, the Grand Budapest Hotel won Best Picture, while the transgender-themed Transparent took Best TV Series and Best Actor for Jeffrey Tambor, who dedicated his award to the transgender community.
Thank you.
for your courage. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for letting us be a part of the change.
Surprise presenter Prince drew big cheers before announcing Best Song went to Common and John Legend for Glory from the civil rights drama Selma.
I am the unarmed black kid who maybe needed a hand, but instead was given a bullet. I am the 2 fallen police officers murdered in the line of duty. Selma has awakened my humanity.
Stephanie Elam, CNN, Hollywood.
The Golden Globes marks the start of a highly anticipated Hollywood award season.
And while we've only seen about 1 inch of snow in Pittsburgh, how much more snow will be coming and it will warm up? My full forecast is coming up.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
Wrestling, of course. I am here with Romo. How are you doing today, Romo? Great. All right, so Romo, just a few questions. How do you think the game is going right now for the Colonials? All right, on top of that, like, what do you think about the play of Paul Jones and his defense just demolishing Morgan State right now? All right, well, you heard it here first. Romo with his insight to the game. Back to you guys.
Be sure to tune in to Colonial Sports Center every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on RMUCentralMedia.com and Channel 98 around the Moon Township area.
Welcome back to RMU Live. I'm Kristen Kudlow with this week's Sports Roundup. An era has come to an end in Steeler Nation as Steelers defensive coordinator Dick LeBeau resigned from his position this past Saturday. LeBeau has been quoted saying, "I'm resigning this position, not retiring." LeBeau was the Steelers coordinator for 13 seasons and helped the team to take 2 Super Bowl championships. Although he will no longer be with the Steelers organization, LeBeau's future in the NFL is not over. In hockey news, the Pittsburgh Penguins notched win number 23 Saturday night against the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal was the first to score late in the first, but it was a goal late in the second period by Penguins center Evgeny Malkin that would send the game into overtime. A little under 4 minutes in OT, Penguins captain Sidney Crosby was able to put one past Canadiens goaltender Carey Price to give the Pens the victory with a final score to 2-1. The win wasn't the only thing the Penguins celebrated that evening, as 2 of their players were selected to skate in the 2015 NHL All-Star Game. Goal scorer Evgeny Malkin and captain Sidney Crosby were just 2 of 36 players selected by the league on Saturday. The All-Star Game will be played January 25th, with the skills competition happening the night before on January 24th. Teams will be selected in the 2015 NHL All-Star Fantasy Draft next Friday, with captains being announced next week. And for those college football fans out there, don't forget that this evening, the very first college football championship between Oregon and Ohio State takes place on ESPN at 8:30. Now over to Jordan with the weather.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. So today's outlook, we'll be seeing snow showers wrapping out of the area, and we'll go to the 5-day forecast real quick and take a look. Forecast for today is going to be beautiful. It's going to be snow showers wrapping up, and then for the rest of the week, it'll be warmer. For Tuesday, warmer temperatures. Look at the temperatures, 15, 17, 27. Look at the 5-day forecast real quick, and we can see that for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be dry, and then for Friday we have temperatures that are going to be warmer again, but with snow showers possible. And we're going to be going back to the news desk, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jordan and Kristen. And that's all we have for RMU Live this afternoon.
We'll see you next time.